In a cozy little town, there lived a girl named Emma. She was a creative and curious young artist with a wild imagination and a love for drawing. Her afternoons were spent in her sunny room, where warm sunlight painted her desk in gentle hues. One bright day, while rummaging through her cluttered closet, Emma discovered something extraordinary, a paintbrush, unlike any she'd ever seen before. It sparkled in the sunshine, its bristles soft as whispers and its handle adorned with intricate patterns that made her wonder where it came from. Emma's eyes widened with wonder as she gently picked up the paintbrush. It felt cool and almost alive in her hand, as if it held secrets of far-off lands and hidden treasures. Yet it also seemed familiar, like a distant memory. Her grandmother, a talented artist, had passed away some months ago, but her grandmother's memory lived on through her art that was displayed all throughout Emma's home. And then it struck her. This was her grandmother's favorite paintbrush. All the items in that dusty old box belonged to Granny. Emma's heart raced with excitement. She was holding her grandmother's beloved paintbrush. She didn't know yet that it was magical. Of course, she had to give it a try. With a stroke of her brush, she created a field of blooming flowers that sang in harmony. Then she brought to life a friendly fox who shared tales of woodland adventures. What other magical wonders could her new paintbrush create? Dipping the brush into bright blue paint, Emma hesitated just a moment, then painted a swirling path on her bedroom wall. To her amazement, the paint began to shimmer like a rainbow. With a sudden burst of sparkling light, the wall transformed into a real-life door leading to an enchanted forest. Emma's heart danced with excitement as she stepped through the magical door into the new lush forest. Trees with leaves as large as umbrellas reached out to touch the sky. Birds sang melodious tunes high in the treetops, and colorful butterflies fluttered around her like confetti. Emma could hardly believe her eyes. Her drawing had come to life. With her magical paintbrush in hand, Emma explored the enchanted forest. She painted flowers that chimed like bells and animals that played hide and seek with her. Everywhere she went, her imagination blossomed, and her paintings danced into existence, creating a world of wonder and enchantment. As the sun began to set, Emma painted a cozy cottage, nestled among the trees. She decided to stay the night, and with a few strokes of her paintbrush, she created a soft bed and a warm fire. Emma fell asleep with a contented smile, surrounded by the beauty of her own creations. The next morning, Emma continued her journey through the enchanted forest. She painted a river that sparkled like diamonds and a rainbow bridge that led her to a magical castle perched on a hill. Inside the castle, she met a friendly dragon who loved to tell stories and a talking squirrel who recited poems. Days turned into weeks and Emma's adventures continued. She painted undersea kingdoms filled with friendly mermaids and castles in the clouds where she danced with unicorns. Each new painting brought new friends and new experiences. Emma's heart swelled with joy, and her magical paintbrush never left her side. But as Emma ventured deeper into the forest, she noticed something unusual, just as her grandmother had once warned her about. The colors around her started to fade, and the once cheerful birds were now gone. Something was wrong. Emma's heart pounded as she followed the trail of fading colors. Finally, she reached the heart of the forest, where she discovered a weeping willow tree, just like the one her grandmother had painted. Its branches drooped low, and its leaves had turned gray, just as her grandmother had described. "What's wrong?" Emma asked the tree. The tree's voice quivered as it replied, "I've lost my colors, dear child. I can't bring joy to the forest anymore." Emma knew she had to help, just as her grandmother had always taught her. With a determined stroke of her grandmother's paintbrush, she started to paint the tree's leaves, each stroke infused with love and care. Slowly, the tree's branches lifted, and its leaves regained their vibrant hues. The weeping willow thanked Emma, and its joyous laughter echoed through the forest, just as her grandmother's laughter used to fill their home. With renewed colors, the entire enchanted forest came back to life. Emma's heart swelled with happiness. The next day, as Emma painted a majestic hot air balloon that would carry her high into the sky, she realized something important. While her enchanted world was a place of endless wonders, she missed her own home and her family. She knew it was time to return. With a sad feeling in her heart, Emma painted a farewell scene, a beautiful sunset over the enchanted forest. She knew that her adventures in this magical world had come to an end, at least for now. As she walked back through the door she had painted on her bedroom wall, Emma felt grateful for the incredible experiences she had enjoyed. The enchanted world would always be a part of her, a treasure to visit whenever she wished. But her true home was where her heart belonged with her family and the cozy little house she loved. Emma put the magical paintbrush back in its special box, ready for the next adventure. And from that day on, Emma used her grandmother's paintbrush to paint smiles on people's faces, just as her grandmother had done. She painted playgrounds filled with laughter and gardens teeming with beauty. And as she shared her gift, she learned that the true power of happiness lies not in what you have, but in what you give, just as her grandmother had always believed. And so, as the moon rose high in the sky and the stars twinkled, Emma drifted off to sleep that night, knowing that in her dreams she could visit the enchanted world any time she pleased. The magical paintbrush had given her the most extraordinary gift of all, the power to bring her imagination to life. Now, little ones, it's time for you to close your eyes and drift into your own enchanting dreams. Remember that the magic of kindness and sharing can turn the world into an enchanted place, just as Emma's grandmother's special paintbrush had done for her. And if you ever find a magical paintbrush, use it to paint a world filled with love, laughter, and endless wonder, just like Emma and her grandmother. Good night, sweet dreamers.